Hey, it's Friday night at 7:30. You are with us, the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts.
Big G.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
What's up, kids?
All right. Guys, good to see everybody here.
In the house. I see Booker Boggs joined us. She was
Booker
way
Boggs.
early tonight. She just she's all ready to go. Jen, did you get your bottle of Glenmorangie extremely rare 18-year?
I'm going to guess she sat this one out. But
Too funny.
That's funny. That is
but
funny.
But tell us what you are drinking there, Jen.
Inquiring
So
minds.
I know a lot of people said they were going to join, and so hopefully that'll happen.
Unfortunately, Falbio was supposed to be with us tonight, but he was not feeling too well, so he wasn't able to make it because he is, a Scotch guy himself, and he loves these tastings that we do with the Scotch. He gets all excited. So.
I do get excited when it's a Scotch night, but
awesome.
Of course, I certainly love my all types of whiskey, but
there you go.
It's just special when we get to do a good single malt. So, and that's what we got tonight. So, what are you pre-gaming with there, G?
I'm smoking a Latitude Zero, and it's got like a Habano wrapper, and it's Ecuadorian, and
Thus Latitude Zero.
yeah, exactly. And it's a new cigar out. I mean, it's been out for maybe a year, but this is their signature series cigar. So it's box pressed. It's 6-inch. It's nice. I mean, I just lit it up, and it's got some flavor. It's got chocolate, and believe it or not, I taste a little bit of butterscotch out of this.
You doing a scotch tonight, or what are you drinking?
So no, right, pregame and bourbon, but
Okay.
I'm waiting. I'm going to take my time on this cigar because I want to try it with the scotch. So that's
Got
where
it.
I'm at. All right.
Yeah, that sounds
Nice.
good. If it was like a chocolate flavored, I think that would go really well with the scotch.
I was way late today. I didn't come downstairs until about 15 minutes before the show, but it is what it is, kids. Sometimes you just got to do your thing. So what else happening?
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, what's new, Doug?
I-
Anything going on?
I am doing a special whiskey diet, and it's
Go for my favorite.
It's going pretty well. It's just been a week and a half, and I've already lost 3 days.
Attaboy. Nice.
All right.
No.
Okay. It's
You got our sponsors on the list. Do you have those to run down? I don't know if we've talked about those lately, have we?
let's do Cleveland Whiskey, Cleveland Bourbon Co-op, Royal Havana Cigars, Simply Greek Low Imports, Rollin' Smoke Barbecue, 21 Staves, North Coast Jazz Ensemble, and last but not least, Rawhide Firearms.
Awesome.
Whoop, whoop. So next week you won't be here, correct?
Next week I will not, and we have Bob Lecken from Cleveland Whiskey who
Sitting
will
in
be
with us
sitting in as a guest host. So that always makes for a good show.
Awesome.
I know the last show that they did. I do want to rewatch it. I didn't do that, and him and Carl together. Greg had to do nothing for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we just basically let them run with it. It was cool. They were
Yeah, it was
fun.
pretty fun.
Yeah, I watched it. It was great. It's
They're
great to
having their
see.
own show over there.
It's all good. It's all good.
Well, it's nice. I mean, Bob's always a great time for sure, and it was nice to see. I haven't seen Carl in a while, so I'm gonna invite him back for that show. So we'll see what he's got going on. But it was nice to see him. I mean, we used to hang out, many times, and we haven't seen each other in a while, so it was fun.
Talking about not seeing each other in a while, we have never met, but you've got a guest coming up here in the next
Yes, I
few
do.
weeks or so, and he is on the scroll as well.
Oh, great. Well, Patrick Patterson, he will be here. Whenever we say Patrick Patterson, we have to do the.
It's in the hole.
It's an old.
Pat is coming to visit for a business conference, and then he'll be joining us as a guest on the show. He's out. He lives out in Orange County in Southern California, but he'll be here, and he's going to be a guest on June 2nd. So we're looking forward to that, and we'll be doing a suitable peaty Scotch whiskey because that's the only kind he drinks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is he one of your high-low buddies?
Yes, he's one of the high-low
awesome.
buddies, so
Awesome.
like Chris, who's been on the show a couple times. But Pat's a little far away to just pop over. But
I'll have to come up with a quick infinity bottle of scotch for Pat to try. We could just have some fun with that.
he likes the peaty, smoky whiskeys, which is interesting because he's pretty much just a beer guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with
Has
that.
been a beer guy for that's all he never drank any kind of spirits and then but on our high-low trip we always drink single malt. He would always kind of abstain, or he'd do a small little taste just as part of the ritual. But then at some point he discovered that he liked the ILO whiskeys, the smoky peaty ones. But that's the only kind of whiskey that he likes.
Interesting.
yeah.
That would be the one he'd go
Exactly. It's usually the thing you introduce somebody to last.
to. Right.
But that's totally Pat.
Interesting. Pat, I'm just curious. I got to ask, what kind of beers do you gravitate to? Because I don't know if that has some kind of...
Well, when he's here, he can point to each of his arms and he can show you what kind of beer he likes to drink.
Oh, are you tatted up? Is he tatted up?
Yes, he is.
All right. Attaboy.
So, okay.
All right, talking about the scroll talk and beer lovers, we have Phil Weaver.
Phil.
What's
All
up,
right.
cousin
What
Phil?
is Phil
Who was
drinking?
on the scroll. Phil, are you really drinking a bourbon tonight? Russell's Reserve
Oh, that's
10 year.
right. He showed me he was going to
Oh,
have
that 10 years is
Russell's
great.
10 tonight.
Oh, I'm
That
sorry.
10
Which is one we love. Yes.
Yeah, I forgot the drum roll. That was the scroll above. I just went straight to it. But yeah, you rated that one of your highest.
Yeah. It's definitely up there. I can't remember which one. I think the one was a single barrel.
Right. Single barrel.
Single 6 year maybe.
Right.
Or anyway, but yeah, I I haven't met one of those Russell's Reserves I haven't liked.
Right.
I mean,
They're
I
very
just love their approach to.
I might
doing
grab
it,
one of
you know.
those for tomorrow.
There's just something so old fashioned, proper, and just right on with their whiskeys.
Yeah, Jen
Oh, yeah.
Boggs agrees. She
Yeah.
says Russell's is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't go wrong. It's just one of those tried and true kind of whiskeys. But yeah.
And speaking of Jen, she just poured some MB Roland. Now,
Okay.
are there different kinds of MB Rolands, or is there just?
That's not a brand I'm all that.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar, but I think I know that they have more than one bottle. I think they have like 6, 7 different. When we were shopping, going back and forth out of town for the kid, we passed up a bunch of those because we were looking for other stuff. But they're supposed to be a very good drink.
Jen, what do you think about it? Since you just cracked it open and poured it, give us a little mini review right here on
Yeah,
the scroll.
come on, Jen, quit playing.
And we have the lovely Shauna,
Miss Shauna.
who is on the scroll
Beautiful
tonight.
wife, Shauna. Yes, she had a very busy day, so she's kind of
Feel her
relaxing. And yeah, I'm pre-gaming with a little of the Balvenie 14 rum cask. I think it'll be a good pre-gamer for tonight's whiskey.
And what is tonight's whiskey? Should we go to the
Yeah, why don't we take a quick ride on the bottle cam and we'll find out.
All right, hang on.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
So I don't know if you picked it up in the bottle can, but the color of this
Yes.
scotch to me is very unique because I think of scotch as more of a light.
And a lot of them are, yeah. And even some of those smoky peaty Islas are actually pretty light, right? We've
Exactly.
noticed. Yes, and there is some reason, which I'm sure you'll tell us about.
I will,
Why
yeah.
maybe it's that color.
I will
Yeah.
tell you, yes. So, Glenmorangie. So, I don't know how familiar some of you are with scotches, but if you ever go shopping, checking out the, what's on the shelves, you'll see that a lot of scotches begin with Glen. You've got Glenmorangie, Glenlivet, Glenrothes, Glenfiddich. So I decided to look in, why do they do that? So the reason so many Glen something whiskeys are out there, because Glen means valley
Right?
in Gaelic, and there are a lot of hills in Scotland, so there are a lot of valleys in Scotland. So that's where the Glen comes from.
Right, and glens are good places to put distilleries because the spring water flows out, and that's usually where they can find a good water source. So.
Awesome.
Very cool. It's interesting that you mentioned that water source, because Glenmorangie, actually, they own and protect an entire forest that surrounds their water source, and it's called the Tarlogie. I always mess up these Gaelic words.
Yeah.
Tarlogie Springs. And the water that they use is so rich in minerals that they say it helps make their whiskey taste a little fruity. So I know you'll be
Yeah.
all into that fruity.
Hey.
Their whiskeys, and we'll talk about it, are always very delicate. That's
So-
the best
Yeah.
word I can use.
So, Doug, just real quick, because I know that you've been to Scotland many, many times. Have you been in that
I
area?
have.
You probably
I went
told me
with
that. I just
my
don't remember.
family, all of us went. Cameron and Lauren and the girls and Sean and I visited Glenmorangie on. It's up in the northwest of Scotland, kind of right on the ocean, and it's beautiful. It was one of the favorite places that I visited. So, and when I go in September, we're going to go back again. So,
Awesome.
I would love to go. I would
Yeah,
love to go. Every
it's
picture I've
just-
seen is just beautiful. The green rolling hills and
it is. It's an amazing trip. So we're going to go some places we haven't been before, and just drive around and explore again. So, but we are going to go. It's one of the places. Maybe the only place I'm going back again, but we are going to do it. So
Cool.
Glenmorangie.
yeah.
So interesting because Glenmorangie, they actually own or they have their own boutique 5-star hotel called the Glenmorangie House, and it overlooks the Moray
Moray, yeah.
Firth.
Yeah.
It's situated within the ruins of a 17th century castle. So
Of course it is.
I was completely mesmerized by that. So I grabbed some pictures, and I just want to show you. Here is a picture of the Glenmorangie house.
Oh, that's cool.
The outside, there's a picture there of one of the bedrooms, the bathroom, which I just give me some Glenmorangie and put me in that
Yeah.
tub, and I'm there for the week. And the
yes.
dining room. So just absolutely beautiful. So, just to let you know, Doug, it's only like $535 to $600 a night. So
I mean, all things considered, that's not.
God, I was thinking it was only going to be way more.
Well, just an
than
average
that.
B&B, you're going to pay $300. I mean, so all things considered, it's probably not horrible.
Drop in the bucket right there.
Hey, ain't nothing but a thing.
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus.
Anyway,
But yeah, it's a beautiful area. We're looking forward to going back, and their whiskeys are phenomenal, and I'm sure you got some more to tell us about that.
I do have a little bit. It's not just all about the Scottish hills and valleys and hotels and stuff. I'm sorry, but it was. They've been in business, I guess you could call that. They started out in 1843, and it was a farmer and his wife, William and Ann Matheson, who started it. 1843. Do the quick math. What are we? Almost 200 years.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, 180. Wow, look at that. I did
Yeah,
that.
that's great.
Amazing. I suck at math. But anyway, this what we're drinking, and I don't know because I'm just going to go right into the whiskey that we're drinking tonight. So since you've been there, Doug, I don't know if you have anything you want to share about Glenmorangie, the distillery itself, or anything that you remember from there.
I mean, I'll just say, they have, all their whiskeys are very delicate. Like I said, they're great. The Glenmorangie 10, if you just want to, you can find that in any liquor store, is one of my go-tos. It's, if you're just going to if you want to try a really good scotch that is easy to approach and, isn't particularly peaty, it's soft, lots of floral character, that's a great whiskey. And a lot of their whiskeys have kind of used that same approach as the base, and then they do other things. Now, if you watch this week's Whiskey Wizard, Lauren told us all about Dr. Bill Lumsden, who's kind of the mad genius at Glenmorangie. So he kind of practically started the whole idea in the Scottish whiskey industry of, finishing. The whiskey ages in ex-bourbon casks for most of its lifetime, and then at the end he puts it into a port cask, or in the end he puts it in a sherry cask, or something else creative. And then he's always trying different combinations and doing things. So we think of that today as very commonplace, right? Finishing whiskey. We've done episodes on it and stuff, and we've tried all kinds of finished whiskeys, but he does
a little something unique, though.
He
different.
Does a lot of different things.
Yeah.
He's always coming up with different plans. He kind of has a list of things that he wants to try, and So they're always coming out with some twist, some new release. Every year there's something from them. But if you're a fan of their whiskey, it makes it interesting. There's always something coming down the pipeline that hasn't been done before that you can try out. So, and that's anyway. Bill Lumpson's kind of the genius behind Glenmorangie and also a lot of the products from Ardbeg. So
Cool.
Oh, the Smoky
cool.
Peaty Ardbeg.
yeah, exactly. That's where he gets to take a different approach, using Smoky Peaty whiskeys and trying to do different things. But
That's cool.
Cool.
yeah,
Awesome. All right, kids.
So this is the extremely rare 18 year.
we've talked about it before. I just want to say, for a Scottish whiskey, 18 is kind of usually it's kind of the sweet spot in Scottish whiskey, somewhere in that time. That time spent in the cask. 18 years is usually, in my experience, where it gets its best, right?
And he would know, because he's the Scotch.
He knows a little bit about Scotch.
And so this is their 18. I've never had it before.
Yeah.
I've had other Glenmorangies, and we've done some on the show, but I've never had their 18. So I am excited, because that kind of is where you define kind of the sweet spot for a whiskey, and I think this is pretty much taking their one we talked about, the Glenmorangie 10, and then just putting it in a cask and saying, we're going to let it go another 8 years. And
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the color. It's a real different color.
I do. I do
but
too.
it's very nice.
But
And-
what I said was
it's like a gold bar
oversimplification.
almost.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
'cause it doesn't just stay in the bourbon cask the whole time.
Right.
So, right.
So, and no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that. So again, this is a Scotch. So even though it is darker, it is lower proof. It's only 86 proof, and it is a Highland. It's a single malt whiskey, and it's made with 100% Scottish barley. Only Scottish barley. So here's where I found out about how they mature it and they finish it and all of that. So it's matured. The whole thing is matured for 15 years in American white oak ex-bourbon casks. And then what they do is they take about 30% of that whiskey and they transfer it to a Spanish Oloroso sherry cask for 3 years, which I'm sure that's where the color is coming from.
Right, and typical is about 18 months, a year, 18 months, but they do it for 3 years on that 30%.
Yep, they do. So once they split it up, that 30%, and they put it in the Oloroso sherry casks, they wait until both parts have reached 18 years. So you've got the full, whiskey in the white oak, and you've got the 30% in the sherry Oloroso casks. For 3 years it's sitting there. They mix it up, they blend it together, and then this is what you get. So I don't know that I've read or heard or learned about any distillery that just takes part of the barrel and mixes it.
No, that is kind of unique. Usually they'll take it, the typical thing would be it's in 15 years in the ex-bourbon first fill, and then you transfer it into a port cask or whatever, and then after 3 years or 18 months you bottle it, So taking 30% and then is interesting. I would love to know what his thought process was about that. Well, we'll just take 30% and we'll do this, and then I think what probably, I'm just guessing, is he didn't want to overpower
Could be.
the soft
Sure.
whiskey with the, because when you go into
Makes
port
sense.
or sherry, right, it's
Sure.
pretty a strong influence, right? So he probably wanted to lighten that. So we got the nice color and we got some fruit influence without overpowering the soft whiskey that Glenmorangie is famous for.
I'm sure he probably tried it a couple different ways, I'm sure, but
Probably some trial and error too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40%, 60%.
50%.
If you look at their stills at Glenmorangie, their pot stills have a very tall neck and they go up very high. Now, and that, because of that, it's one of the reasons their whiskeys are so soft and light. There's a lot of retention time in there before the spirit actually makes it out of there, so it keeps it light.
Nice. Well, plus they've got that, special water that
They got
They
special
protect.
special water.
What water would
Makes
that
a
be?
big
Would that be well water?
It ain't bong water, that's for sure. I don't know where that came from. It just came from. So anyway, what I found is that online on the Glenmorangie site, it sells for about 100 pounds, which translates to about 124 US dollars. But I have never seen this anywhere. So, Doug, I think this is something that you're sharing.
This was at the place that I shop. It was, it was probably, I forget, $190. It was expensive. I didn't buy it there. I bought it online, and I don't remember what. But it wasn't cheap, but it was a little less expensive. So
I want to say it was right around $160 that I saw.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah. But that doesn't count tax and all that other stuff. It's probably pushing a $1.80 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because I was looking it up. I wanted to buy a bottle myself, see what it was. Cool. How
long ago did you guys see it? I'm just curious. Like, is this recently or?
Yes, I told you guys I bought the. There's another version of this. It's the same whiskey, but it's got some famous Japanese artist that paints flowers did this whole design, and
it was a good one.
Yeah, so I have it. I had that bottle, and I said if I can ever find just the regular, it's the same whiskey. It just doesn't have the fancy label that's rare, So I found this online, and I instantly bought it. I think it was $150 or $60.
Nice.
Okay.
We're ready to.
I bought it 4 months ago or so.
Okay, not too long ago. So maybe it's out there still.
Yeah. If you search for it, I'm sure somebody will sell it to you.
Again, we always steer everyone to OHLQ's website to see what and where could be. So, yes, Greg, I think that does conclude everything I have to say.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna pass them out, kids.
See, we talked about it's 43% ABV, which for Scottish whiskey is kind of typical. So.
Yep.
All right. Oh my.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Darker.
Yes, you can see in the color that it's got some of that influence from the time spent in the sherry cask.
It is like a fruit basket on the nose. It's just the best way I can describe it.
Because their regular whiskey, even though it's not finished in port or some kind of wine cask, has a kind of a floral fruitiness to it anyway. But
Wow.
It is a fruit basket.
I can't wait to drink this.
Yeah.
Hey.
It is one of those whiskeys that just begs you to drink it.
I get apples. Right away. Really strong apple is the fruit that I'm pulling out.
Orchard fruit for sure.
Yep. Very nice.
Which isn't that, poured often or sherry gives you the dark fruits, right? But this is much lighter.
Yeah, it's much lighter.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe it's the 30% versus the full on.
Very, very nice on the nose.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. Cheese? What do you have anything on the nose you want to share?
It's actually it's a mild nose.
It is.
Compared to some, it's very balanced. Yeah, smells wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really, really does smell wonderful.
I like it.
I get a little, even like we said, orchard fruit, and like some strawberries, and just shortcake. I don't know.
Shortcake. What?
You're leading me into my other picture.
Oh, okay. And of course, vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla. Right.
But almost like vanilla custard or something.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice.
Creme brulee.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yes.
There you go.
Oh my God, you guys are making me so happy.
Oh, okay.
Because I can share my pictures now.
Oh,
it's just the little things in life, you know.
What are you sharing?
So the tasting notes, on the nose at least, the nose and the finish, I didn't get any information off the Glenmorangie site itself, but I did look at the Master of Malt website, which is where I pulled my information from tonight. So what they say there is that it's creamy and tangy notes of citrus, cinnamon. I don't get any cinnamon.
I didn't get any cinnamon either.
The cinnamon to me is like warm. You expect that kind of heat a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't get that.
I do get like maybe like red apple, if you will.
Yep.
something,
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
But
Mhm.
it's very there's so much stuff in there. I just can't pull it. I'm thinking, I purposely didn't really start huffing heavy on a cigar because I want to try it with a Scotch. But and I don't know a lot.
But
about
do you get any
Scotches, but
citrus? I'm not getting any.
I'm not getting
the
any
nose?
citrus.
Yeah.
I don't get any citrus.
Apple.
Apple,
Yeah, definitely orchard fruits.
Yeah.
Pear apple, kind of.
Yeah, I could
some
see-
strawberry I get. And then, like I said, shortbread or shortcake, kind of
Keep trying to pull it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
So yes, so let me get to that. So
Okay.
what the Master of Malt said is that he gets caramel drizzled panna cotta, and I never heard
Pat Patterson, roll your eyes here.
of panna cotta before. I'm sorry, newbie here.
No, I'm saying that because when they say things like, terracotta
Pinkies
honey, or he always.
I think of
rolls
pottery
his
when I
eyes.
hear terracotta.
That's terracotta.
Acacia
Wait.
honey, a little too specific.
So I didn't know what panna cotta was. So I looked that up. So it means cooked cream
Okay.
in Italian. So there's your like baked
Creme brulee.
creme brulee and your shortcake kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So then I was like, ooh, that sounds really good. I wonder what that looks like.
I was going to bring up the
To
Italian thing, but I
look
didn't do
at
anything. I
this.
just figured, I was going to say, well, of course it tastes good. It's Italian. But I didn't,
Yeah.
I just kept my mouth shut. But I should have said it. Damn it.
Well, you're right. I mean, hey.
So what I threw up on the screen, not threw up, like really,
Oh,
what I
okay.
put up, I'm sorry, let me choose my words better. What I put up on the screen are a couple of different versions of what panna cotta looks like. There's one
Oh.
drizzled with chocolate, and then there's another one that's drizzled with caramel, which I think would be more closely related to what they were talking about in this.
Now, is this kind of like an Italian flan? Is that maybe?
You're going to make me look up flan?
Well, that's the Spanish dessert. That's a custardy kind of thing.
Okay. No. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I've never heard of that one either. So, but yeah, that looks delicious, and I think that kind of goes with what you and Cheese were saying. That's what you were picking up out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what you
Just
were
go ahead.
picking up out of the.
Yeah, the creme brulee. Yes. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so I think that's
All right, should we dive in?
Oh,
What I got,
Can't
so
wait.
let's-
Come on, why
Can't
you
wait.
stringing it along? Let's go.
I wish everybody at home could enjoy this like I'm going to.
Not really.
more for us.
Oh my God, I get an explosion of peach.
Wow.
Just
Wow, is that different?
I want to say it's peach forward for me.
no. Peach and a little
Ooh.
bit of. Oh, here's where I get a little citrus, maybe like tangerine or.
I was
And
going to
then
say. I was going
again-
to say again. I was going to say orange, but okay.
And then like this, I get strawberries and shortcake. Just like I did.
Wow,
on
is that nice?
Strawberry shortcake. Did you date her in college? What?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, to me,
Graham
it's
crackers.
fruity. It's fruity on the nose, but the
Yeah.
fruit on the palate is so different. I think.
Oh boy.
Like I said, it's very nice. It is. It's a fruit basket, in my personal opinion. I mean, you put it in there, and that's in here.
And I get a very slight hint of the Scotch peaty smokiness. Very slight.
Yeah, like most of their whiskeys, it's very.
Yeah.
If there's a hint,
It's
that's
definitely
all
got-
you're going to get.
It's got a very. I won't say it's subtle. It's a little more than subtle, the smoke, but it's there. It's nice. Wow.
I ticks all the boxes as far as being balanced, complex. It's just got a nice
I won't-
rolling flavor, a wave of different fruitiness and I will call baked goods kind of sweetness.
Baked
Wow.
goods.
There's
I
some-
like
Peach
there's-
that.
cobbler. Okay, that's what I get.
I got the first taste. I didn't get it since, but the very first time I tried it, it definitely was peach forward for me. But man, there's apple. There's all kinds of fruit in there.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I won't say it's a long finish. I'm not going to say it's a short finish, but it's kind of right in between there.
Yeah. Good length.
What,
Nice.
I know you
Very
were
nice.
saving your, and I'm sorry because I've
No, go
been
ahead.
doing different things. If you mentioned this and I missed it, but you were saving your cigar to try.
I did.
So, is there a difference between just it alone and then with the cigar? Just curious. Because I dipped my cigar, and I am smoking a Tabac Especial from Drew Estates, which is kind of like a sweeter. If you know
Yeah.
Drew Estates, they have the acids and that. It's a little bit of a sweeter cigar, and it pairs really well with this.
It kind of I ran it through my nose, the cigar, and tasted that, and a lot of that apple and peach kind of goes away, so to say, but it's a very pleasing smoke. It's not super heavy smoke. It's just a very pleasing smoke, and it's really nice. I mean, it's with the cigar. I like it like that. It's good.
I get
Right.
more of and I'm sorry that this is not your wheelhouse, Doug, with the cigars and stuff, but
Yeah.
pairing it with the cigar, I get more of a caramel kind of honey flavor, and I don't know if that's more the cigar coming out in it.
I mean, I could totally see that because it's got a lot of sweetness. How do I say it? Without being
Without it being
bothering.
sweet.
Sweet.
yeah,
Right,
without
right.
cloying or anything that would be.
It's
It's just
nice.
got. I don't know how to explain it. So I could see if you had a smoke, that honeyness would come through.
It's good. What do you got, audience? What do you got over
Cheese.
there? Nothing.
I mean, I'm not normally a Scotch guy.
Right. Me neither. So
And this is very nice.
It is
And
nice.
I normally have to smoke a cigar with Scotch. I would not have to smoke a cigar with this to
I
enjoy
agree.
it, because
Exactly.
The
Both-
flavor,
you
the
can-
flavor is just point on. It cleans up. There's nothing that is kind of too Scotchy about it. It's
Nope.
just
Right.
like you guys were saying, folks were saying. It's just a potpourri of flavor that
it is.
everything's balanced. Wonderful, wonderful
Yep.
drink.
Yep. I think that's probably one of the best scotches I've ever had.
It takes what is good about Glenmorangie in general, and it just takes it to the ultimate level to me. It's kind of what it does.
Oof.
You know,
Can I ask? You were talking about the different bottle and the pretty bottle. The cake, is that what we had before?
we did the cake, which was one
Right.
of their unique special releases where
Right.
he.
We did that like
so
last
I don't
year.
remember
last
what
year?
all he did.
Yeah.
I think he had a dessert wine that a dessert wine cask that he used to finish some of that particular whiskey, and it had kind of a birthday cake. That's what they were going for some special release they were doing. I keep trying to find another bottle of that, and it's not. I haven't been able to. But
I'm looking really quickly. Glen Ross, Glen Levitt, Glen Fittich. Let's see. Let's go back to 2021. We did a Glenmorangie Quinta Reuben,
yeah, we did.
but we did do the cake. I remember.
We did do the cake.
I
Yeah, we
remember
did do
it.
that.
I did.
We
I
did.
have just like a little tiniest
It was
amount.
it was in
left
a
the
kind of a cool box.
It was
so to say.
yellow. It
Yeah.
was, yeah, I remember.
orange and
Yeah.
very
it was all
bright
you
colored
did, right.
label. and,
I
yeah,
remember.
Yeah.
very festive looking. So.
Awesome.
I can't find it quickly.
All right,
now.
let's
But
go.
are we
Okay, let's
ready
get
to
on
talk
to
about
this.
the
Go.
palate
Let's
and
go. Yeah,
Oh
let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
palate
Let's
and the
hear what
finish?
the official word is.
Come on.
So according to Glenmorangie, and I think you guys were hitting all around this.
All right.
The
Where
palate.
are you on the palate?
I'm on the palate.
I can't see.
The
but
pa-
that's okay.
that's
No,
okay.
no,
I'm
that's
going to
all
tell you.
right. All right, go ahead.
The palate is marmalade, honey, and fig.
Okay.
Okay, I can go there.
A touch of caramelized orange,
Ah,
Tangerine,
okay.
I said, yeah.
I said orange. Okay.
orange, and
Right on.
far off campfire smoke. I think
Okay.
that's the peaty smokiness.
sure,
that, like,
sure.
Yeah, you said
Far
that. I'm
off.
not getting any smoke, but
Just like
I get a
hint.
nice smoke
Yeah.
out of it.
A
Yeah.
nice
Not-
hint.
Nothing powerful. Nothing powerful. It's
Right.
all it's spot on. Really, I mean, for me to say that, that's
Yeah,
spot
yeah.
on.
Also, the Masters of Malt said that they pulled out tropical and creamy with nectarines in yogurt.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
You guys are hitting all around
Yeah.
with that. And acacia honey, peaches and cream, and butterscotch on the palate. So yeah, I think you guys
I
nailed
got
it.
peaches and herb, but
What's their song?
what was their song?
I don't know. I went straight to "We Are Family." If Karen B is
Gosh.
watching, I don't know. It just where it came from. The finish, they say it's a tangy oak and grilled grapefruit.
Okay.
Kind of.
See, grapefruit is very citrusy and
Right.
almost
And bitter.
bitter, and that doesn't
Yeah, I
describe
don't-
anything
yeah.
that I get on this whiskey.
I agree with you.
Or any kind of grilled, burnt, charred, nothing. So, but I don't know. You know, it just goes to show everybody's palate's a little different. I get some of the tangerine, orange
Yeah,
we heard.
yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely do that, but it's on the palate to me. The overwhelming thing is that peach.
That peach, I got
Yeah.
peach up front.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't,
It's
I
one of
haven't
the first things you guys
had it
said.
safe, but it was very good. I had that peach right up front.
So I will say, and I think I may have read this incorrectly. So let me read the whole thing. Grilled grapefruit with plenty of dark sugar caramelized on top. I can get that from this. I really
Well, we
can.
said creme brulee. It's
Right,
basically
right.
Yeah.
custard. But they put sugar on the top and they burn it. You know, torch it.
And,
Right.
and grapefruit has a certain taste, even though, yes, I agree with you, it is bitter, but there's a certain taste if you take that bitterness out of it that you get from grapefruit, and I can get that from this.
Very nice.
It's
All right.
okay.
What do you
Wow.
got, Doug? Anything? You got anything?
Anything more? I'm
Yeah.
ready to score. Or...
I'm ready to
He's
score
ready
too.
to go.
I'm ready to score too.
Okay, it's my whiskey, so I'll go first.
I was just going to
you
say
bastard.
that.
This
Okay,
is
go
a
ahead.
4.4 for me. What happened here?
What'd you do?
I don't know. I tried to type my number in, and all kinds of things happen. Okay,
Ruh-roh.
yeah, I'm giving it a 4.4. I mean, I really like it, and I don't know what happened to me. I
Your
lost
speaker
it.
went down.
What happened?
Somebody was leaning on it or something.
What are you talking about?
One me.
Okay, yeah,
Hands
I
are
do.
up here.
4.4 for me. It's a whiskey I would love to have at all times. It's perfect for a lot of occasions, right? Where you want something that has this richness, but it's soft, it's light. This is a whiskey probably I would give to somebody trying out whiskey Scottish whiskey for the first time. It'd be a lot cheaper to start them out on the Glenmorangie 10, but nevertheless, an introductory dram of this I would think would be great for most people. If they're going to like Scotch whiskey at all, they would have to love this.
So, and I'm just asking, and not to put you on the spot, but this is a Highland. So is there another, like, if you're going to try a Highland for the first time and get into, is there another one that you would suggest that might be similar?
So I would say Glenmorangie is a little bit not characteristic of a Highland whiskey.
Okay.
They're in the Highlands, but their whiskey, as we said, is very soft and delicate. It's much more, has a lot in common with a lowland whiskey because of that. It's light and it's soft.
Very nice.
A lot of Highland whiskeys are much more peaty and
Really?
spirited, I'll say.
Spirits.
So I would
like
say,
that.
we've talked about the Speyside whiskeys, which typically are not much in the peaty way, but they're a little bit richer. I would say this is still even softer than a lot of Speyside whiskeys.
Would it
Even
be-
though it's in the Highlands and it's technically a Highland whiskey.
I'm gonna get up and pour myself a little more.
You go right ahead. I
You
think
go
I will have to
right
do
Actually,
that.
I really enjoy this. This is very
I
good.
really
It's
like this.
It's fantastic.
Why don't we go this way? So, Cheese, what do
Yeah,
you got to give this? And this is coming from a non-Scotch person again.
Non-Scotch guy. I don't like really hot whiskeys. I would give this a 4-1. And
Oh, yeah.
I was saying before the show, I have a favorite Scotch, but I changed my mind. This is my favorite Scotch.
All right.
All right.
So just
Wow,
really
that's-
balanced, and you could.
I love it.
You could
And I know you're
yeah,
not
you
a
could
Scotch
drink
guy
this
at all.
Any day, with or without cigar. It's very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
you're exactly spot on.
Yeah. Wonderful
I
drink.
think you're going to do well either way, with or without cigars.
Go ahead, Karen. I'm going last.
I was it's funny. I was just putting my score in. So I think what's funny, we started out, I'm the newbie. I didn't like Scotch to begin with. I've turned into a Scotch girl. I am giving this a 4.5.
Oh, my gosh.
Jimmy, you should have been here.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy Jam.
Yeah.
Flim flam.
Too bad you were
Jim
under the
Jam and the
weather.
Flim
We'll have
Flam.
to save you some.
It was good. It's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It is something, if you could find, regardless of the price, go get it and try
I mean,
it.
that's a good point. I'd say this is worth the money.
Oh,
Absolutely.
it drinks like the
Yeah.
exactly. You're
It-
exactly.
It
right.
lives up to what they're charging.
Absolutely.
Again, like, go out. We talk about the Winking Lizard and Lizardville, who are
Sure.
great friends of the show. That might be a good place to see. Do they have a bottle of this on their shelf? And you
Right.
just want to try, a
Yeah.
pour and see if it's there. And is it worth it to, invest in something that's a little bit more pricey than you would normally get? But
Like I said,
you
it was
can't
in
go
my
wrong.
local store, at least up until recently, and it was in the locked case, but it's there. So
Oh, I'd
it's,
lock
it's,
this down too.
It's obtainable.
It is right.
Yeah,
Sure.
this
Awesome.
is cool. So,
That's
all right,
awesome.
last but not least,
Big G.
So you guys are gonna be a little mad at me.
whatever, you do you.
So it's a very great drink. I did struggle for the nose and the palate. We were able to touch on a lot of that stuff, which was great. There's just something about this bottle that I really, really like. And, I'm really not a Scotch guy.
Nope.
So
Right.
this is something I want on my bar. I really do. I got to go 4.65.
Oh, yeah.
Why would we
Wow.
be pissed at that?
No,
What was your thinking with that?
I would
What-
say use
Well,
usual.
because I usually don't. I mean, when I'm struggling something, you just can't. The flavor is so good. It really is, and it's so pleasant. It's very gentle. It's really a great drink. I mean, I have a lot of scotches, and again, I'm not really a Scotch guy, but I really like that bottle.
I really do, too.
I want one. Let's just
Yeah.
put it that way.
So
Okay.
okay, so in saying that, which I like, you're smoking what you're smoking tonight. I can't
Sure.
remember it, which is why I'm not saying it. But is there a cigar that you would pair with something like?
I don't
this?
think I'm smoking a Maduro, so I probably wouldn't smoke a Maduro. I would probably smoke a medium body cigar, maybe on the lighter side of that cigar, if you will. And would like to try it with a lesser cigar, if you will. But I love it.
You want to try
I do.
it with mine? The Drew
No,
Estates?
the Drew's flavored though. I'm not a flavor guy.
Okay.
But that's something that I think everybody would enjoy.
Well, I
How do you
mean,
not enjoy that?
There's a lot of. That's got to be up there in terms of the higher average scores we've had.
I was just thinking of that. I have to compile the scores and throw them on our website and see. I really think this may be our favorite of the season right here.
Definitely for this. Yeah, definitely this year. It's
I agree.
No question about that.
You would?
I'm in.
So big thumbs up from everybody on the round table and our audience tonight.
Awesome.
I'm pleased that everybody that's not typically a Scotch drinker has come up with such high scores. That's got to tell you something. So, yeah.
Awesome.
All right. If you don't mind, I just want to run back to the scrolls
Yeah.
since we kind of left
Oh,
that.
sorry, kids.
Yes.
What's wrong?
No, I said sorry. We left. We usually
Yeah.
are more on the scroll all the time, but we were so excited about this
Yeah, we
bottle.
were.
So
So yeah, Phil Weaver, if you did not see earlier tonight, he is drinking, he's our beer guy. He is drinking a
Beer guy.
Russell's Reserve 10-year bourbon. He says that we are rubbing off on him.
Yeah.
We're like underwear, Uncle Phil. We creep up, buddy.
That's right.
And I see Kayla is on the scroll.
Miss Kayla.
Welcome, Kayla. Yeah. I don't know what she's doing tonight, but I know she's busy with her music stuff, particularly on the weekends usually. So
Yeah, and she's so good at it. Why not?
that's right.
Awesome.
Right?
She's
So if you're in Nashville, look for her. That's our girl.
Yeah.
yes.
Yep. She does all our music for sure. She does a great job.
We do have Karen B, who is out
Karen
there.
B, what's up, girl?
Karen, love you, girl. Miss you. I'm going to kidnap you. I am going to kidnap
All right.
you.
Well,
Just so you know.
Go far, far and away.
Perfect. How's Scotland? You want to go?
That's all right.
There you go.
Jennifer
I'll watch
Boggs.
Frank. Don't worry about it.
Jennifer Boggs wants to go to Scotland. So, it would be Karen B, Jennifer, me,
Then,
we'll go to Scotland.
Kathy would sneak her little ass in there too. So
Absolutely. Oh, you actually called her a little ass tonight. I
yeah,
can't
well,
believe
that's
it.
because she has hairy legs. But anyway, that's beside the point.
Oh, my gosh.
We got Rob on the scroll.
Yeah, up north, Rob.
Up north, Rob.
He said those are really impressive scores. They are impressive.
Hey, we telling it like it is. That's all I can say.
Rob, I got something for you when you come in.
Is it in your pocket? I'm just kidding.
Oh.
That's another joke. But yeah, Rob, this is really, really good. I think you would love this.
Special
as well.
whiskey.
Rob's a
It
Scotch
really
guy.
is.
He is a
he?
big Scotch guy.
Oh, he is?
Yes, he
Oh,
is.
I didn't
Oh,
realize
yeah.
that. I didn't either.
I didn't know that.
I want to get next time we're going to do when Rob is going to be around. I would like to set him up to be a guest on the show again, and we'll do a Scotch. He would love that.
Yeah,
He would
please let's
absolutely
not
love
do
that.
another Canadian whiskey because I don't think my stomach can handle it.
But you can wear plaid.
Yeah, wear plaid. Oh, that's Scottish.
There you
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Shauna said she did check out the Glenmorangie house, and they're sold out when you guys are there.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Put yourself on a waiting list.
Whoa. Whew.
Things
That is
change.
Shauna. Like, I could see her going, trying to make those arrangements.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We're doing this, Doug.
Yeah.
Shut
yeah.
up. Just
All right,
let
it
it
looks
go.
I'd be
beautiful.
down for it. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I hope there's a Red Roof Inn out there, but that's
Oh, hey. Hey, Motel 6, they always leave the light on.
Motel 6. Always leave the light on.
Gosh, yeah.
Anyhow.
Put on the red light. Good.
Be back to the left-hand side of the road driving. But
Okay, what
It's
else
all
we got,
good.
kids?
I think I hit on everybody that's on the scroll. If I missed you, yeah, I think I hit on everyone. So, yeah, what else we
Wait.
got? We
All
had,
right.
no, just we appreciate all of you that are out there watching live and commenting, and that helps make things a lot more fun for us.
Absolutely. Next week, you
Next
won't
week,
be
what are
here.
we? Next week, I won't be
So
here,
I'm-
but Bob Lecken will be sitting in. And what will we be talking about next week?
We will be talking about...
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
Hold tight, hold tight.
Oh, there it is. Look at that. Coming back at you.
All right.
So we were like, oh, quickly. We all want to pour.
I'm just going to do a real quick news thing. So,
Right.
sold.
Go ahead.
MGP acquires Penelope Bourbon
Oh.
for a $100 million price tag.
Wow,
What?
100 million?
100 million. That's what I'm reading right here. So let me see here, kids. Another
That
day,
seems like a lot.
another 9-figure brand acquisition in the booming bourbon industry. MGP Ingredients has announced plans to acquire Penelope Bourbon, a family founder and a NDP non-distilling producer for $105 million in cash
Holy
to
crud.
be paid for closing the transaction. Is expected to carry through June 2023. So, how about that?
So
But
it's-
I think rumor on the street. I think as they acquire different distilleries, if you will, they may be looking at a grand total of being a $215.8 million business.
I can't even. 215. Did you say B with a billion with a B?
No,
No,
million.
Million.
Yeah, 215.8 million. So that's what I have. I
They're
don't want to
big.
go
They're
through it. It's a
getting
long thing.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because people, I'm sure people that follow this, they probably already know that. But it was just want our current audience to understand that. But it's pretty cool. Look them up, man. Look them up. So
Yeah,
So
so
I'll-
we, just
yeah,
real
go
quick, I quickly, as you were saying that, and I'm sorry, Doug, we did a Penelope back in February.
Yes.
And just pulling up my notes really quickly, they were distilled at MGP,
correct.
but the whiskey was crafted by Bardstown. So,
Great products, man.
interesting.
Yeah. Knob Creek has come out with a 7-year-old age statement rye, and
And who was
So-
that again? I'm
Knob
sorry.
Knob Creek.
Knob Creek,
So they
okay.
keep pushing the age statement for their bourbon. They actually are up to 18 on some of their releases. So
And if I remember correctly, that's a Jim Beam product, correct?
yeah, bottled at 100 proof. They didn't. I don't have a mash bill on that. So, but notes of sweet and herbal, leather and vanilla, caramel, oak, and spice. So, and a little bit of apple are the notes on that one. So
can I just add, I think you've talked about Knob Creek in the past. It's usually a little warm. I wonder if the aging process has kind of mellowed that out a
I
little
know,
bit.
but I don't like fire. I don't like drinking fire.
So you found
not
Knob
pleasant
Creeks
for
to
me.
be hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, again, thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for being here if you're here with us live. If you missed the show, remember, go ahead and please catch us whenever it's convenient. It's the total views that help keep this thing going. We'll see you next week at our usual 7:30 time with the guest host Bob Lecken of Cleveland Whiskey
and our
and-
Old Scout OHL
and
cube pick.
Old Scout, straight rye Ohio pick, right?
Right.
And the Whiskey Wizard for next week talks about barrel picks as the topic to tie in with next week's whiskey. So that'll probably be, hopefully we'll get it out sooner this week, around Wednesday at least. So
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a rough week for us.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was
Yeah,
a rough week for everybody.
I gave it to Zach for release, and then for some reason that it got to 0% on the download, but didn't send it. So I thought he had it, and he didn't. So anyway, that's why we were late this week. But do check out this week's Whiskey Wizard if you didn't watch it yet, because Lauren and Cameron do a whole thing on Dr. Bill Lumsden, who we already talked about on the show today, and everything that they're doing up there at Glenmorangie. So,
Awesome.
and tonight's closing quote comes from a TV character, Robin Scherbatsky from How I Met Your Mother. She said, "I love a scotch that's old enough to order its own scotch." So,
There you go.
all right.
All right, kids. Hey, thanks for listening. I appreciate all you guys do for us. Please watch the Whiskey Wizard episodes. They also help us as well. Doug does a great job. He's very passionate about his whiskeys and scotches, obviously. So we'll catch you guys next week. And until then, I'm your host, Big G.
And Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
Catch you cats next week. Be careful.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good weekend.
So long, everyone.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I never get over you. Whiskey stopped